Hi guys, so I have two different versions of this kind of weekly class crafted study guide. The first one is a little more complex than this one, so I'm going to start with this one and just tell you about the other. So this, every week you can see all the different weeks are clearly built out in a single wiki. What I've got, and here are the instructions, you don't need me to read it to you, you can stop the video and read them. There's always more than one resource. Sometimes, usually two, sometimes three. I try never to go over three. Week one, there is only this one Prezi, but within the Prezi, there's a couple short videos and links to research articles. So basically, every week they come in, and this is already built out, right? Here's whatever we're working on this week. And this is about diversity of thought. Now, relating to what Jalin directly said, there's always a mix, whether it's this Prezi that has a couple little videos in it, or sometimes it's a video in an article, or an article in a Prezi. I try never to have two of the exact same media for what we're talking about. Quality Matters talks about diversity, right? But diversity also in learning style, and especially with younger students, with millennials, when it's regular coursework, I find it's very hard, especially if they've got book reading to do that week, to also ask them to read a couple articles. So a link to news stories, a link to blogs, videos, a lot of videos. Thank heavens for TED Talks. Thank heavens for the BBC. Thank heavens for Al Jazeera online. Amazing. So each student initially does their own takeaway. These are bullet points. See, I even have the example. Not looking for manifestos. What are the key takeaways from, and that's why there's always more than one resource, right? I want there to be some compare and contrast in your three. And students are really good about this right off the bat because we're naturally inclined to do that. You've reached this point, you kind of get, well, if there's two resources, how are they the same? What do I get from them? And then at the end of the week, a single takeaway from all of their peers, right? And just a couple of bullet points, one or two sentences, why that takeaway is so crucial. Now, they're allowed to use their own, but usually by week two, that doesn't happen unless something is really powerful for the individual. And by week five, I tend to start getting emails from different students going, you know, what so-and-so wrote totally changed the way I thought about X, Y, or Z. Never would have thought of it this way. And they start truly reading at a more in-depth level because they're recognizing that there really are individual, valid, different ways of looking at the very same issue, solution, proposed initiative, whatever it is. So this is one way that I do a collaborative diversity kind of experience that is just as much about the individuals in the course and their different perspectives as it is about the content and looking at the content differently. Now, in other classes, I have something similar where each week the students are tasked with bringing something in that is on topic. And the goal is that they bring in something different every week. So one week it's a news article, one week it's a blog, one week it's a video, one week. So it's specifically asking them to try and find something, and we build out. Again, I have a couple classes where it's like in 2 or 3 week chunks, but generally I go ahead and build out the wikis so that there already are these weeks. There's no surprise, you know, in wiki, and it gives you this whole repository to go back to that is easy to access. When I used to do this for the whole class, the problem was it got too big and unwieldy. But when I chunk it out by either topic or into weeks, That way it's still manageable, that the students are able to go back in and find what they are interested in or something they'd like to study more. So there you go.